Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm a library specialist at the West Regional Library in Plantation, Florida. Today, I'm recommending one of the novels in the Elvis Cole and Joe Pike series written by Robert Crais. He has written 19 of these books so far. I've been reading the series, and to recap the important plot lines of many of the books, Elvis gets hired by someone, usually female with a sob story. He snoops around while employing his signature wiseassery, finds that not all is what it seems, gets beaten up, brings in his Terminator-like bestie Joe Pike, shoots the hell out of the bad guys, fails to get paid, and pops a cold one on the balcony of his Hollywood Hills A-frame. So, who are the two main characters in the series, Elvis Cole and Joe Pike? They're partners in an odd couple sort of way in a private eye agency. Both are Vietnam vets, and they're both tough. Yet there's little else they have in common. Pike, an ex-Marine, owns and runs a gun store. Sometimes he goes to places like El Salvador or Botswana to work as a mercenary. He never smiles, he never laughs, and he thinks Clint Eastwood talks too much. Cole, on the other hand, is a quintessential wise guy. He never passes up a chance to crack a joke or an insult. For instance, in dealing with a beautiful would-be client who has annoyed him, he says, "As much as I'd like to lick chocolate syrup off your body, I want you to shut up." Cole manages to stay on an even keel by constantly practicing yoga, tai chi, and several other martial arts disciplines. I've immensely enjoyed the series so far, and borrow the ebooks from my library for my Kindle, getting the next one just before I finish the last one so I can get right back to Los Angeles with these guys. The book I'm recommending today is Indigo Slam, which is the 7th book in this series, published in 1997. After a crazy first chapter where federal marshals, while clandestinely extracting a family from their home in the rainstorm at night, are attacked by Russians with guns blazing. This is how the story truly begins. Mr. Cole, my name is Teresa Haynes. This is my brother Charles and our sister Winona. Our father has been missing for 11 days and we'd like you to find him. Terry is 2 months shy of being 16. Charles is 12 and Winona is 9. Charles immediately starts creating problems by touching Elvis's office stuff. Despite being only 12 years old, anytime Charles didn't like what he was told, or he just didn't like an individual in his vicinity, he would mutter vulgarities disguised as coughs. "Get lost!" The children had looked Elvis up in the phone book and chose him because his ad said, "Confidential investigations." Cole's first lot is whether he should immediately call the social welfare people and get these kids into the custody of hopefully responsible adults. Then he visits the kids in their home and decides that Teresa, the almost 16 years old, is taking reasonably good care of them. So he decides to leave them on their own and begin searching for the missing father. One of his discoveries? Clark, the father, turned state's evidence against Russian mobsters who are now bent on killing him and his children. It was the kids that really got to me in this story. I've got grandkids. They get to Elvis and Joe too. And as the story gets more convoluted and more problems arise, Cole focuses on protecting the children. Missing dad? How are the kids? Russian gangsters? Hide the kids. Sketchy federal agents? Protect the kids. Vietnamese? The kids. He and Joe must keep Teresa, Charles, and Winona out of danger. The author of this book series is Robert Crais. He's 69 years old. He will be 70 in June of 2023, and he lives in Santa Monica, California. Mr. Crais grew up along the Mississippi in rural Louisiana, but almost all the books take place in Los Angeles. That's a bit of a culture shift. How did that happen? He purchased a secondhand paperback of Raymond Chandler's The Little Sister when he was 15. That book inspired his lifelong love of writing, of Los Angeles, and the literature of crime fiction. He started his professional writing career in Hollywood, writing scripts for television series like Hill Street Blues and Miami Vice, and Movies of the Week, and the 4-hour miniseries called Cross of Fire. But in 1985, Crais was inspired to create Elvis Cole, the world's greatest detective by his own admission, and his partner Joe Pike, Mr. Never Smiles, Never Laughs, using elements of his own life as the basis of the story. The characters and their stories became bestsellers. Today, there are, as I said, 19 books in the Elvis Cole and Joe Pike series, plus several other standalone novels. Do you have to read these in sequence? That would be best, but I didn't, and I still enjoy them. Indigo Slam with Elvis Cole and Joe Pike. Check it out in hardback, paperback, digital ebook, or audiobook at your local library.